All right, it looks like I'm going to have to replace the $8 dampening straps that I bought from China with the GE $40 straps. All right, so we're going to do the job here. I got the original GE parts. I think these are going to be much better and stronger than the ones that we put in. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I don't think I need to pull the whole washing machine all the way out. I think I can do it from right here. Of course, the first thing you want to do is unplug it so you don't electrocute yourself. Okay, and we're just going to pull the plug. I think it'll fall right back down here. There we go. So we can get to it afterwards. And I believe I can get back here to undo these 1, 2, and 3 screws. All right, so to take the nuts off in the back of the washing machine, I'm going to use this tool right here. So let's just go back here. There's our nut, right? Probably be easier if I just pulled the whole thing out, but we'll just do it this way. Behind the washing machine, I'll probably have to pull the whole thing out. All right, we got it. There's one. So we got to do 3 of these. And we don't want to lose them, so we want to put them right here. Let's get this one over here. You can see how it's loosening right there as I do it, and this one's good. Because it's screwed right into this plastic. Oh, there we go. Got it. All right. Put it right there. And the last one's right here. You can see how the plastic is coming apart right there. So I know that I'm getting it loose. And I think I mean, I should have pulled the whole washing machine out, but I didn't, so. Question is when you don't want to drop the screw in back here. That would say, there we go. All right, so we got the 3 screws out. That's pretty simple, right? Now, to take this off, all I have to do is slide it. Just get it off. I pull it forward like this, then slide it. Then it pops right off, just like that. And so you can see, here's where those screws went, right? And this is all connected. You don't have to undo that. But this is where the screws came through here. And that's how we're going to put it back. For today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, just like it is. And I'm just going to put it back here. Let it sit back there, just like that. So it's kind of like sitting on the hoses here, right? And these cords are kind of holding it from going anywhere. And so that's that. That's done. All right, so that's step 1, taking this control board off. Just lay it over there. You don't really have to take it all the way off. Step 2 is we're going to take the front plate off here because we have to get to 2 screws that are underneath this. All right, so that's our next step. All right, so to get this plate off right here, you've got to come in about the length of this. So just so you guys can see, there's a clip about 4 inches in, which is right here. And the only way you can get that clip to open is you're going to need a tool like one of these little spatulas that you slide in there. And you can feel it. Like if I go here, it slides all the way. If I go here, it slides all the way. But right here, I can feel it. And it's right about, I would say 4 1/4, 4 1/2 inches in. All right. So you've got to get it in there. And you may have to put some force on it, like that. And then what you're going to do is just grab the side and then it separates from where the clip was. You see that there? Now we got to do the same thing on this side, right? Can you see it? Let me come over here. I'm going to come down a little bit so you can get a better view. So the clip, you can see how it goes here, and then I can feel it if I move this way. And if I get here, I can just hit it, and then bam, that just pops right off. That's it. And then you can see the undercarriage. All right, so I just want you guys to check this out for a second. I'm going to turn the camera down a little bit. All right. So now if you look here, you're going to see there's a little nodule here, and then if you look here, you're going to see, let me back it up a little bit so you can see. So there's a hole here that goes into that. Over here, there's a hole that goes into that. There's one down here, it goes in there, and the same thing on this side. There's one here, it goes in there. All right, and then these slip up into these little catches right here. So this is done, so we can pull this off, and now we can see inside there. I'm just gonna set it over here. So now we've got our control panel off, and we've got our front facing panel off. Now we have to take the lid off. And the lid, to take the lid off, we're gonna have to undo this or pop this out, which I'm gonna show you how to do. But first, we've got to undo the screws. Okay, so our first one is right here, and it happens to be the exact same tool I'm going to use. And I just got to go righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Bam, so that one's off. Save it. Notice it's a little bit longer than the other ones. Let me show you, in case you get mixed up where they go. This one is for your lid, this one is for your control. All right, let's come over here. Drop it down just a bit. Okay, so now we've got to get this one out. Bam, done. All right, so now I can take this off, but I've got to get this out of there. All right. So that's a key thing. So when I lift it up, I've got to reach in here and squeeze this thing. And that is a little predicament that we've got to use maybe some channel locks for. This may help. Like what I've got is this here. I'm just going to shove this here, under here, to hold it up. That way I can get to that without too much of a problem. And what I've got to do is there's a little catch on this one side here, and you can't really see it. Let me see if I can get a better angle on it for you. There's a little catch there, and if I can compress that in, this will pop out on top. So I'm going to get some channel locks to do that. All right, so the key is right here. I've got to get this to compress, but I don't want to screw up these things here. So it's kind of tricky. So let's see if we can do that. If I can just push it. See, it doesn't want to go in. You see what I'm saying? Like right there. And this is the sensor that, see if I can do it with my hand. Oh, there we go, I got it. I definitely got it. Let me show you up here. So you can see now it's coming up. So I'm gonna pull this up through here like this. Then I've got to turn it to the side and push it through like that. Okay, and then we'll just set that over here to the side for now. All right, so we got that. Now, we pull back a little bit. Okay, so now we can get this out of here, right, because that held this. And then we can shut this. And now this will just come right off. Bam, done. Just like that. I'll set it over here. All right, we're ready to go. Now, what we've got to do is we're going to take these off right here. And we're going to put the new ones on that we have over here. So I've got to unscrew this, 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 and this. And then I've got to come under here, right here, and unscrew these. This here, and each one of them has this. The ones in front are easy to get to, but the ones in back, a little bit harder. Just a little bit harder to get to. So that you guys know, this is attached to the drum by this screw with this broad cap. And then these have a little attachment underneath. And we've got to take it off of this one and put it on the new one and get that screw out, which I got to go underneath to do that. And then this little tab here just kind of pops out. And that's how that works. And we've got 4 of them. You can see the tabs there, there, over here, and over here. All right, so that's what we've got to do. You can see how this is connected. So this is the screw that I've got to take off, and then this part here we're gonna have to put on the new cords or shock absorbers, whatever you want to call these. All right, so that has to come off. It slips right out of there. This thing here, that's right there, this piece here. And then we've got to unscrew that, and then we've got to unscrew it on the actual tub. And that's it. And you can see this is kind of an old washing machine, you know? We're going to use this tool right here to extract these. And so we're going to use this. Set it right on there, just like that. And then all I've got to do is twist it to the left. And then once it gets a little loose, you can go ahead and take your tool off and just pop it out. That's it right there. So you want to save that. And then this you got to pull off of there. We'll let it just sit there for now. I'll put this over here with the rest of my screws, right? So we might as well just go ahead and get them all off since we're right here. You can see you don't want to drop it in the back because that's a pain in the butt. So make sure you hang on to it. Put it over there. Then we got these 2 over here. So we got this one and this one. Pop that off of there, right? Then we got this one and this one we still got to do. So let's go ahead, do that. All right, so we've got this one and this one. All right, so let's do those. All right, so we're just gonna put it right on there, just like that. And you guys might have different socket sets that you could use, you know, but this is the tool I bought. I think I bought it because I thought it might be interesting. Let's put that over there. And we got one more. Okay, let's pull it off, and we'll do it by hand so we don't lose it. Get in there and get it off there. Bam, done. There's our screw there. We're gonna keep these all over here. All of our screws, so we don't lose any. There's our 3 for our control. There's our 2 for our lid. 2 for our lid, 3 for our control, and our 4 screws on here. Okay, now we still got 4 more screws to take off. We got to pop these off of here, right? That and that. Okay, now we've got everything's off the drum now. Now we just got to get these off of here, 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 and here. All right, so that's our next step. All right, so we've got it kind of lit up a little bit so you can see, although my hand's making a shadow on it. And I'm just going to get on there. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, like everything else. You can see screws coming out. And I'm not going to take it all the way out. I just need to get it through this hole up here, right? Once I get it through that hole, then I can just go ahead and pull the whole thing out, and we'll keep it connected to our, what you call it there. Let me see if I got it. Yep, there we go. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of sliding it out of that little hole there. And that's our piece right there. That's it. All right, so now we're just going to switch these out and then put it back on. What I've got to do is get this piece off. So I'm just going to kind of twist it a little bit and pop it off of here. I got to get it off of here, right? So just kind of pull it off. There. So that's off. So this is the old one. I'm going to set it down on the over here. All right, so this is our new one. Okay? So then what we have to do is just push this on top of it, just like this. Just like that. Squeeze it in there. And that's it. That's it. All right, now then we've got to come under here, get it through that little hole there, and then screw the screw in. Right, you can start to see the screw popping up. Let me get a little closer so you can see it. All right, so here's our part. I've got to go underneath like this, put this through that little hole down there. See it? Get it through. And I'm going to come up. Then you can start to see the screw there. I got to get the screw on there. And then I can, if I want, I could just push this right on there like that. You see what I mean? All right, so let me get that off. I've got to get this right here in that little hole. Right there. Bam, done. Now we're good. Now I can just go ahead and screw that on there. You see? All right, so we're missing it a little bit here. So we got to get in that hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it with my fingers and just make sure I get it right up in that little hole there. There we go. Now we're going to come in and we're going to get in here. We'll get our tool on it. Taking two hands to do it, but I'm getting it there. You can see it just coming up here. Get a couple more screws on it. There we go. See the movement? I want to get it tight. I think that's it. That one's up there pretty good. All right. So now we've got to do that with this one, that one, and that one. So I'm not gonna waste time showing you how I did it with this one, because you just saw it over here. It's gonna be the same. So we're gonna do the one in the back, because this one's tougher, right? It's hard to get to. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna do that one. I've got to get all the way underneath there, and I've got to pull this back to get to it. So it's hard to see. So I'm gonna try to put this flashlight back here so we can get a view on it. All right, right here, you can see where we've got to go. That's it right there, and there's a little screw under there. I don't know if I can pull this down so you can see it. That's what we've got to get off. So that's what I'm going to try to do right there. This way. All right, so I got to get in here. I got to go under. Try to get it in there. There we go. Now we're going. And this one's pretty easy. I think I might be able to even just get it out with my fingers. It would be easier if we pulled the whole tub out. All right, so we got that. I'm not going to pull it all the way out. So see how that goes up in there? Just like that. So you can see. Just like that, boom, titty boom, bam, done. That one's out, not too bad. Got that done. Right, so we have this and this one. Now we got to switch them. You can see this one's more wiggly, this one's stiffer. So we just got to get that off of there. Just like that. Put that one over here. And we got to get our new one on. Just like this. Smush it in there. Get it on. Right now we can go ahead and put it back in there. I'm going to screw this up just a little bit so that it's a little bit easier to get it going. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get under there, and I'm going to use my fingers to like try to get it. Oh, here, check it out. So you can see I'm going to get that little lip up there. So here it is, I'm putting the lip in and turning it. Now you can see the screw, right? Right now all I've got to do is get the screw started a little bit. There we go. See, I can start it with my finger. Once I got it started, look, I can almost screw it right in. I'll just get under there with this. Oh, remember, you got to switch this back to tighten. All right, it should be easier for me to get in here and just tighten that up. There we go. You can see the screw coming up as I tighten it down. See? Bam. I want to get it nice and tight. So you can see it went up a lot. And look, bleeding. Oh, shit. All right, these next two, I'm just going to go ahead and get them out of there. I think I'll showed you the details on these two. So let's go ahead and let's get it taken care of as fast as possible. All right, so what I'm saying by that is, so I leave the screw in here and makes it easier for me. Okay, now I've got to switch these two out. So we've got two more here. There's one. So we're just gonna, I mean, these are on there tight too. It's a pain in the butt. There we go. Put that one over there. Put the new one on. And make sure not to mix them up, right? So you know this is the good one, right? So let's set the good one there. This is the bad one. I'll take this off. And I'll probably send these back to Amazon because they weren't very good. All right. And then let's get this one out of here. Oh, right. I don't know why they put them in two packages. Like all this plastic is just ridiculous. Okay. Get this junk out of here. All right, so we got to put it on here. Just push it down. Bam, done. Now we're ready to put these two on. All right, first thing you want to do, go back to screw in, right? We're going to screw them in, so we got to go righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? So now it's the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and try to start it with this. And then once I get it started, I'm good. So I'm going to slide it up through that little hole. I'm going to find where the screw is. I'm going to tighten her down, my finger, until it gets a bite, until it grabs. All right, new tool, we're going to try this. Oh, shit. Oh my God, that was a nightmare. Finally got it. Cut the hell out of myself, but did it. All right, last one. Last one. All right, let's pull this out of the way. It's going in here. I want to make sure that I'm not on top of these, so I'm going to go under them. All right, slip that up in there, and then just try to get your screw started with your fingers if you can, so it kind of gets a little bite in there. There we go, see? And then I'll come under with this and just screw right in there. Let's get this over here because this is killing my hand. Oh, God damn it. It's like these little ratchet drivers. It's getting there. Finally. Tightness. All right, we're good. All right. Oh my God, that was a nightmare. Okay, so we got this one in there. Now we just got to push it onto here. Right here, you see that? So this one over here, push it on. goes around this one here, push it on. So you can see, I pull it this way, I grab it, set it on there, push her down. I grab it, pull her, set it, push her down. All right, now we got to do 4 of these. So let's go ahead and get a little closer view. I'm going to grab this screw. It's going to go right in there like that. I'm just going to tighten it with my fingers first. Basically, that's just a washer on top of the screw, right? Then I'm going to get my little thing here. Just tighten her down. Nice and tight. Okay, I'm done. Okay, now let's go over to our other one over here, right? Same thing. Get her, start it. Just like that. And get this on it. And down she goes. Give her another shot there. All right, let's go over to these two. And again, here we are, we got them on, right? Kind of pull it this way a little bit so you can get to it. Start it off with your fingers. Just start getting it in there. And then we're gonna get in there like this. And down she goes. Bam, done. Last but not least, this one here. Get her on there. Get our little nut thing on there. Okay, these are the new ones. Hopefully they're gonna do their job. All right, so anyway, those are your dampening straps, and they're supposed to keep it from going too far. You know what I mean? And if you look down here, these are the things that connect this drum, and it moves around. It's got to move around because, you know, it's going to be washing. But it feels a lot tighter, so I think that's good. With the lid, we've got to get it to set right in this little crease here, in here, and then set across here. And then we've got to slide this up through that little hole on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our box again, all right, that we used. We'll just set that box right there. All right, so this is a little tricky. We just got to kind of line it up, try not to cut ourselves. And we're just going to kind of set it right on that little lip there, just like that for now. All right, so this box will kind of keep it up. And then I'm going to pull the weight back by opening this. Right now, all I've got to do, right, I've got to get the sensor here. I got to smush it up through here, just like that. Let's redo that. All right, so the sensor's right here, and I've got to push it up through there this way. You can see it coming up. And then we're going to pull it right through here. And we don't want to screw up those cords. But see that little lip in the back? You've got to get that under like that. And then you're going to push it down. And if you see that right there, when I push that, it's going to lock it against this base. So I just got to kind of push it in and then smush it down. I just press here. Let me get under here so you can see. Now watch what happens. Bam. Now that sensor's in place. We're ready to go. Now we can go ahead and lay this down and screw these in. So we're going to go ahead and pull the box out, set this down. Right now we can shut the lid, and we just got to make sure it's in place. So we've got to get it a little bit back. There we go. We're almost there. Close. The key is this has got to be nice and tight here, and nice and tight here. It should just kind of line up. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you got to get that nice and lined up. And then we can come down here. We can screw these in, right? So let's grab our longer screws, right? We're just going to put them in there, starting with our fingers, just like that. Get one, grab the other, come over here. We want to make sure that we're right in there, Okay, good. Now we can grab our driver, and we're just gonna screw them in. Bam, done. One down. 2 to go. Last one. Done. Bam. So that's together. So we got our lid on, we got our sensor in, we got all our straps. Now we got a choice. We could put our front panel back, or we could put our control panel back on. Put this on, you'll notice down here there's 2 little slats. If you look there, you're gonna see a thing there and a thing there. So what I've gotta do is I've gotta slide this in to the slats. You see that? Got one there, one there. Now it should just slide up, and I should be able to just push it right in there. But you got to make sure that your holes line up. So this one here, I'm going to kind of pull it up a little bit. There we go. Now we're looking good. This hole here needs to come over just a little bit this way. There we go. Now let's look over here. See if we got our hole here. Looks good. Now we just got to kind of squish it in. Now I just got to give it a little pop. Bam. Got to come to this side. Make sure our hole's good and give it a pop right here. Bam. Now we're on. Done. That's how you do it. All right. That's important. All right. So to get your control panel on, you'll notice that there's this little hoops here like this, and there's 1, 2, and 3. Now these, the size of this, will fit in this hole, right? And then once you put it in there, you got to slide it over. It's pretty simple, very basic movements. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use both hands. I don't want to hit the motherboard, so I want to get it all the way over like this, all right? So then I just want to make sure all these cords are not getting pinched in here. And then I'm going to line these up. See, I'm lining it here, here, and here. I'm just going to lift it up, making sure that there's no cords in there. Just set it that way. And then all I've got to do is just slide it over, and it should lock in. There we go. All right, we're good. Okay, I'm done. All right, so we've got our 3 screws. And what we've got to do is we've got to match them up with the holes back here. And you'll see if when I push this through, it should just kind of catch it right there. I think I'm getting it, yeah. All right, let me go ahead and get my driver on it. Put it on there. It should just kind of pull that down. You see how it's tightening in the corner there as I do it? Because it's basically steel going into plastic. I'm not going to tighten it all the way because I want to get the other ones in. Make sure I can find the holes. There we go. And you don't want to drop the screw because then you got to pull the whole thing out. Getting a little, yeah, let's try the driver on it. Let's see if it goes in. Seems to be going in. All right. Of course, you don't want to drop your driver back there either. Got it. All right, we got one more over here. Gotta find the hole. All right, so I gotta find where that hole is. get it started without dropping it. Okay, I think we're good. Let's get the driver on it. I don't know if I'm even on it. All right, I think we're good. I think. I don't know. I gotta look. Seems to be. Maybe I can get this one a little bit tighter. That's it. Done. All right. I think we've got it all put back together. The question is, will it work? Or will it work as good as it did before? If not, we may have to get a whole new washing machine. So let's go ahead and just plug it in and we'll push it back. Try to get electrocuted when I do that. Okay, all I gotta do now is just gotta get it back in there without crimping the overflow valve. That made a funny noise. Okay, looking good. I think that's pretty good. Leave it right there. All right, now the question is it gonna work and not make funny noises? Cross your fingers.